Woo! You know this show is important, Schefter. Put the phone down. I mean, if he's going to put the phone down, then you know we got something important going on here. He's tweeting up a storm. Neek is back with us.
What's up, man?
In a while.
I'm happy to be here, man. Already laughing with Hawk. It's going to be a fun show.
It's going to be fun today. We got Andrew Hawkins. We are ready to roll this morning. Get to all the football in a minute, but we begin with the biggest and best in sports. It's Shohei Ohtani doing it both ways last night, Dodgers and Twins. Let's start on the mound. Top of one. We're used to just watching him blowing people away. Well, guess what? That's Byron Buxton leading off the game with a home run. It's the first extra base hit that Ohtani has allowed this year. Twins a 1-0 lead, but Ohtani would then settle in. These are all first inning strikeouts. That's Trevor Larnach going down, then Cody Clemens, 99-mile-an-hour fastball. Ohtani, 3 innings, 3 strikeouts, allowed the 1 run. But he more than made up for it, because in the bottom of the first, there he is. He drives in more runs than he allows. That's a 2-run shot to dead center, his 35th of the year. He has 3 homers and 7 RBIs in his last 3 games. Dodgers a 2-1 lead. It's 5-2 in the 9th. Carlos Correa at the dish. He is the tying run if he can knock it out of the ballpark. It might be. It could be. It isn't. The appropriately named James Outman is there to register the out.
Get him out, man. Out, man. This is a job, boy. Out, man. Good job, Dodgers.
Interesting name for a baseball player. You'd have to be a defensive specialist, and he is. Anyway, back to Ohtani, who continues to do the most unique things we've seen in our lifetimes. Yesterday, he became the first player since 1979 to both allow and hit home runs in the first inning of a game. Since returning to the mound in mid-June, he has a 1.5 ERA in 12 innings of work as he builds back his pitching stamina. So we'll have more on that as we go. But to the NFL, teams reporting left and right. The Cowboys are in camp. But as always, Jerry Jones is the one taking center stage. We're waiting for a contract extension for Micah Parsons. Should be simple. But with Jerry Jones, it never is. He was asked about it yesterday, and in typical Jerry Jones fashion, he made headlines.
Just because we signed him doesn't mean we're going to have him. He was hurt 6 games last year. Seriously. We've signed, I remember signing a player for the highest paid at the position in the league, and he got knocked out 2/3 of the year, Dak Prescott. So there's a lot of things you can think about when you, just as the player does, when you're thinking about committing and guaranteeing money.
All right, that was rough.
My God, man.
J.J. Watt spoke for, I think, all football players when he posted, anytime you can publicly take a dig at your star quarterback and your star pass rusher simultaneously right before the season begins, you just got to take it. Nothing makes guys want to fight for you more than hearing how upset you are that they got hurt while fighting for you. And it should be noted, Micah Parsons retweeted that, which in the modern parlance is basically the same thing as getting up and screaming, I'm mad. Yeah. So let's start with the news part of this, if indeed there is any. What? I mean, did he? I think Jerry Jones also said yesterday he still hasn't spoken to the agent, so they don't seem any closer today as training camp gets underway than they were at any other point to getting a deal done with Micah Parsons, and now he's saying this.
Greeny, my understanding going into training camp was that the Dallas Cowboys hadn't even submitted a contract proposal to Micah Parsons yet. Camp is getting underway. What's the rush? And this is par for the course in Dallas. The Cowboys never seem to move very slowly with any of these big-time contracts. If we go back to last offseason, there's the blueprint. CeeDee Lamb didn't get done until late August. Dak Prescott didn't get done until hours before the season opener against the Cleveland Browns. Now look, if the Dallas Cowboys last year had signed Dak Prescott at the start of the offseason, right around the time that the Lions signed Jared Goff, we could assign him a contract value in the low 50 millions. It's reasonable to think that that would have been the number in May. It wasn't in September. With CeeDee Lamb, if they had signed him right around the time that Amon-Ra Brown got $30 million or A.J. Brown $32 million, they waited till August 27th. CeeDee Lamb gets $34 million. Let's just give 32 to CD in April. Let's give 53 to Dak in May. That's $9 million. You know what that pays for last year? Derrick Henry.
Ooh,
Derrick
big back.
Henry, if you sign the guys early. But that's not what they did. They waited. And that's what they're doing again. And you know what? They're waiting. And in the end, Micah Parsons is going to become the highest paid defensive player, non-quarterback in NFL history. We could do it July 22nd, we could do it August 22nd, or we could wait to interrupt Sunday countdown on the first Sunday of the season. Whenever it gets done, it's going to get done. But the Dallas Cowboys don't seem to move quick with any of these big deals.
So here's the thing. That's a tale as old as time. I'm glad that we ran it down because this is the reality, and this shows you that while beyond just the sort of prurient interest that we have in them because they are the NFL's soap opera, it has actual on-the-field consequences. That said, what do we make of Jerry saying this? It's just a strange thing to say.
So I think that different owners are in the game for different reasons. You assume that everyone wants to win the Super Bowl. I think this is Jerry's favorite part of the job. I think sometimes when an owner drafts a really good player, they're excited because they're like, I'm going to have this great player for 10 years. Jerry's like, I can't wait till 5 years from now where I can do public negotiations with this guy and mess up our relationship and spend way too much money on the cap. He seems to really enjoy it. When you watch him giving these press conferences, he's so happy and kind of smug like we're dumb.
Yeah.
He's looking at us like, hey, I know a player that got hurt. Dak Prescott. He just feels so proud of himself, and it feels like this is the part of the job he loves the most.
There's nothing that signals to a player you are our future, like telling them you might get hit by a bus. So Jerry Jones' public negotiation tactic, and I call it a tactic because every time they're in this situation, every August, every training camp that comes around where there's a contract dispute, you can almost hear the talking points that he's giving the agent or the player or his team when he's talking to the media. It happened with Zach Martin when he says, we're going to get used to you not being around. With CeeDee Lamb, there's no sense of urgency to sign you. With Dak Prescott, well, contract isn't the only reason you can't be here. It might be an injury. It might be level of play. This is the messaging that you know he's sending, and he's doing the same thing with Micah Parsons. The problem, to your point, is it always ends in a deal. You always overpay and get the tax that because it took you so long. But there's nobody to call for that efficiency of funds because you're both the GM and the owner. Losing $9 million a season is significant for somebody that would be in that position if they had a boss that wasn't themselves.
It's worth pointing out that in the beginning of that soundbite, you may have noticed the camera was on the coach, Brian Schottenheimer. The questions were being aimed at him. Jerry was like, no, hold on a second. I've got something to say.
This is a great adjustment for Brian Schottenheimer because he's going to understand very quickly that when these big questions are asked, you sit and look at the camera and you let your owner answer all the questions because that's what he likes to do. And that's what he does in Dallas.
The next one, and this is the one that Hawk was referring to, the question is aimed at Stephen Jones, Jerry's son, and this is what happened.
Oh, God.
Contracts are 4 or 5 years. Okay? There's a lot of water under the bridge if you step out there and do something in the first 2 or 3. You can get hit by a car. Seriously. And so there's a lot to look at over a lot of years that could make a big difference. Have you ever heard of any clubs committing to players and then they didn't pan out after they committed to them? We have.